Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to round 7, I believe, of the AES GT4 Rookie Development Series. This week we're at Suzuka. This event is sponsored by Veteran Gaming Australia. And after a successful weekend for the Anzac event, some of these boys will be keen to get into some more door-to-door serious racing. Usual thing, they've got a 50% fuel start. They get 1 pit stop required. They can refuel from early on and carry enough fuel. Now, tonight looks like she's going to be a wet track, which wasn't the anticipated forecast, so that should provide some very interesting moments. And with me tonight is Sam.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're doing well tonight. So, yeah, wet race at Suzuka, which is, it was unforeseen, but also in many cases, it's also a very common occurrence. So, it should be an interesting race tonight. I believe it's the first wet race of the season. So, it could be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah, it could be very interesting to see. Don't mind me, I've just got to plug my phone in for 2 seconds to give it a bit of charge so I can see any comments and stuff because I can't get the overlay to work properly.
Well, while you're doing that, I'm going to bring up our championship standings.
Championship would be hotting up too. John Filliam's still leading. Grappatullo, Ilias Durgan, Jamie Fleming, John McHenry. At the top of that board, but there's still some close points there amongst the guys. So the season's well and truly open. Not everyone races every week, which also provides a bit more spice to it.
Yeah, and I think
we are missing a few of our regulars.
We are a couple, but it will provide an opportunity for maybe someone else to get onto the top step tonight, which could be interesting. And yeah, I think we're qualifying about to start. We'll get out there very shortly.
A nice wet qualifying by the look of it.
Yeah.
Track state is only telling me lightly wet, so they should still have a fair bit of grip out there with the wet tyre.
Yeah.
It won't be disaster.
It shouldn't be too bad tonight. It looks like it's lightly wet. Yeah. So, I mean, it's good practice for the officials this week because it is wet. Every session I've jumped in this week in the LMP3 has been very wet. So it's with rain on the way. So it will be good practice for the official series this week. And again, there is a 2-hour enduro on this weekend as well.
Yeah, and there's also the 12-hour Spa for the Brigade series. I don't think you'll be using the blimp cam too often tonight there, Sam. She's a bit foggy as well.
No, as a look now, it's not giving much. The blimp's a favourite of mine, but it's not helpful tonight.
You won't be seeing much if it stays that much fog in there. No, it should be some interesting. The wet spices things up. They've got to drive a completely different line, and iRacing's done a very good job of simulating it, and it's very tricky to get a hold of. It's just not like some spots of rain on the track like a lot of simulators do.
Yeah, and they do a good job of, managing the pulling as well. You never seem to get like dangerous level racing tracks, which would cause a race to get red flagged in the in real life.
Were you watching the Bathurst 12 hours this year?
No, I wasn't. I can't race Bathurst, so I tend to stay away from
it. We copped the dry split, but the wet splits was just, the amount of water on track was, not very nice for the boys, girls, racing that day. So, I don't think anyone's put in a clean lap yet. Although they'll be only on their flying laps just now, I reckon. They would have done their out lap.
Yes.
It should be a long out lap.
Grant might be at the front. And he might be the first person to actually start his flying lap.
Grant hasn't changed sponsors this week. He's still running the same livery. That's good there. Keep those timings up there. We'll see who's going what and doing where. It's good to see there for the viewers. They can sort of see how each of those drivers are tracking through their laps. Grant's gone purple third sector. Jonathan Akins went purple second sector.
Could be tight at the top. Grant's come in and won 2 races already, so can add a wet race to that tally as well.
Yes, and he was struggling a bit last week with the car, so maybe these conditions will, being a slower race because he's obviously not driving at a full 100%, might bring him a bit more into the race. Won't struggle as much because the power to, well, the rain. What do they say? The rain, the great equaliser.
The great equaliser. It sure is, and you know, seasons are made or lost in the rain. Just look at the Formula One Championship last year. So Grant will be our first one to finish a lap, and it looks like he's probably going to set a pretty competitive time here, running a few purple sectors. I anticipate it's going to be close between him and Jonathan Akers.
Yeah, and the guys that want to run their 2 straight laps tonight, straight up in qualifying, so that their second lap should be quicker if they can maintain on track because they get the heat in their tyres, so the wets will start to grip a lot better.
Yeah. So Grant does go pole by a couple of seconds as well. So let's have a look at Jamie Fleming coming through the back of the course right now to the purple sector in sector 5. He's 1.1 seconds off.
Closes the gap.
So Grant is looking pretty comfortable at the top of the standings.
He's gone purple in his first sector again. John Fillingham's doing personal best. He's got double greens. Greg Goodfellow. New racer tonight. I don't believe we've commentated with Greg before. Good to see. A new racer joining the crew.
Yeah, always good to see more drivers out there.
Yeah.
So actually, interesting to point out here, I think this is John Fillingham. It looks like it might be the first time I've seen him in something that's not the Mercedes.
Yes. He just updated the GT4 livery for the McLaren. So that's why he's running it tonight. They're for the Team VGA. He did just update the livery, and commentator's curse.
We'll jump
straight off the bat.
We'll jump on board with Grant. It looks like he might improve his time here, but he's got sectors all around the board here. He's got purple, green, yellow, and purple again.
Yeah, it could be. I think tonight there's only 4 people who put a time down. So just struggle there. Jonathan Akers just coming up towards the line as well. Greg Goodfellow. His lap didn't count. Just had a few off tracks there. My timing screen is just flashing up with 1Xs and 2Xs. So
it
telling me a lot of people are losing control.
Doesn't look like Grant's able to improve that, but he's still on pole. Nathan Tapp was setting purple sectors earlier in the lap, but he has dropped down to yellows. And he'll go second.
Oh, yes. Instead of Jamie Fleming there. Grant, Nathan, and Jamie, and Jonathan Akers and Brad, they all provide some spicy racing too, which is good.
Yes, it was good for us viewers here. Oh, Jamie takes second place, getting a lot closer to Grant's pole time.
Good second lap, and that would be his qualifying over.
The Suzuka is can be a tricky track, can be hard to pass on, but you know it is kind of universally acclaimed to be a lot of drivers' favorite track. It's a bit more of a driver's track than a racing track, but it is a fantastic track and it is a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah. Greg Brooks in chat there. Good evening, mate. You too. It'll be some fun with the rain tonight, mate. I think I've got enough charge in my phone to last an hour for the race. I think 33% should be enough. I've got to work out how to get this overlay to work. I think with the YouTube chat, it'll be handy. That's all right. We're still learning this, both of us. So we're in development series Combox, and the guys in development series racing. So.
There's development all around for everyone.
And it's good fun. Everyone gets involved. Everyone helps each other out with the racing, all the comms we see. Matt Knight's just popped up to P5. 2 seconds off the leader.
Nope. And there's the end of qualifying.
So we managed to get 6 cars that put a time down. 6 cars put a time down. So leading us off in pole will be Grant, then followed by Jamie, Nathan Tapp, Jonathan Akers, Matt Knight, Brad Feenley. They were the 6 that put a time up, and then the rest. Ricky. Yep, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. We'll call him Dave.
Ricky Provenzali. Oh God, sorry, Ricky. I apologize, mate.
We'll just do a mighty
Provenzali. There we go. Provenzali. There we go.
Provenzali. There, Ricky Provenzali. He's new to the grid. He's in P6. John Fillingham P8. Barry Punter P9. Job Jolson 10. Greg Goodfellow also new P11. Sean Memler in P12. That rounds us up. So only a small grid tonight. We're missing probably 3 or 4 cars, but should provide some great racing.
Should be a bit out there. Looks like everyone's choosing to start on the wet so far. Though my timing screen is showing Barry with dry tires, so that could be an interesting start to the race there. I think the weather might spice up the pit stops a bit because
I know Barry's come back out with wets. He's realised he's on the dries. Nice move.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens with the pit stops tonight. We might see some early pit stops, given the changing conditions out there.
Yeah, well, we'll see how much rain they get. They might get away with the drying track. We don't know with how it's going to pan out. Well, the weather forecast says shocking, but yeah,
doesn't seem to be playing out according to the forecast. It's
about 9 minutes into the race or something. What time is the race officially starting in Sim? 8:22 a.m. at the moment. So yeah, 8:30 a.m. So about 8 minutes into the race, it's supposed to chuck it down. So that could be very, very interesting. I'm glad I'm not in the car tonight. I don't like the GT4. The onboard cameras, we'll show some onboards there. There's a lot of spray.
Yep. So not much to see from the blimp cam tonight, so we might jump to the TV cameras a little bit earlier on our pace lap.
Just jump in a cockpit on the pace lap just to see what spray is getting thrown up. It wouldn't be a lot because they're not going overly fast.
It's not too bad so far. It's looking like
too bad so far. And it's only a lightly wet track, so they should be all right for the start. They should get themselves nicely settled. It's when the rain starts to come down. Now, they got a full pace lap tonight? No, it's
a short pace lap. So just going through 130R, heading over into the chicane before the start-finish straight.
We might see some action at this chicane tonight.
I think it's going to be very tricky given the conditions tonight.
All right, now does Grant hold them or does he go? Let's see. The gravel out there on the outside of the track too. He's waiting for the green.
Green flag, green flag.
And it's green. They're away. Shift in the background there. All right, boys, be careful. First corner in the wet. Let's behave.
Looks like we're about to get through the first corner pretty well.
Well, looks like no one's died. That's a good start. No one's died.
No one's died.
Figuratively speaking. Barry Punter's made up a place. So the first lap will be a bit of just a feeler. I'll get an idea of what's going on, how the track feels. But I reckon in 8 minutes' time, at 8:30 a.m. apparently, according to the rain radar. Oh, and Grant goes wide.
And
Look at all that gravel on track. Look at all that gravel.
That's going to make that corner particularly spicy through the rest of the race.
I wonder how iRacing rain works, whether it washes that gravel away.
Well, for the drivers, you'd hope it would.
Yeah, I haven't watched enough I've been driving in the rain, but haven't had time to focus on whether it's washing the gravel away or not.
Well, the iRacing gravel, it's quite a new feature.
Yeah, you picked the last update, I think that was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's a recent update which came with a new flag for it as well. So they're coming up to probably what will be the trickiest part of the track in these conditions.
Oh, Nathan Tapp's having a look here. Is he going to go past? I think he feels Jonathan's holding him up. He has a little bit of a look. Says, "How are you?"
Well, they made it through 130R all right. So,
well, the first
part.
Barry Punter had a yellow flag, maybe just an off track. Yeah, I believe.
Yeah, it might have just been a slide off track there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people with off tracks already in that, which doesn't surprise me.
Barry actually made a couple of passes there on that lap. Let's have a quick look.
Cheeky outside move.
This is Barry coming in. Oh,
yeah, he's got the 138.
Oh, he's one little wide, yeah.
Interesting, he didn't cop a slowdown for that, which is handy for him.
So Grant's taking early control of this race, pulling out a little bit of a gap already.
Interested to see just how they handle this opening sequence, because I'm sure all of them looked at the weather report and gone, "Oh God." In 8 minutes' time, I feel for the new drivers, Ricky and Greg, straight to the series and straight to a wet track. I don't know. It'll be a very interesting race. Even though it's a small field, the rain always spices things up.
Yes, it will be interesting though. I think Grant's doing well at the moment. He's maintaining quite a gap at the front. We're currently sitting in this little battle pack here. Jamie Fleming, Nathan Tapp, and Jonathan Akers fighting for second and third here at the moment.
Timing screen just told me last lap that John Fillinger went the fastest in second 3, so he's just passed someone. He's passed Ricky.
He has just passed Ricky. We'll jump back and have a little look at that. It's a nice move on the inside there. Out of Spoon.
Yep.
Does well to hold it.
Power down. Yeah, John took the non-racing line. He's probably got a bit more traction on that inside line than Ricky might have had on the outside. Being the traditional racing line.
Through 130R.
Barry Punter's just popped in the fastest lap of the race. He went 5/10 faster than our race leader on that last lap.
He's currently chasing down Matt Knight for 5th at the moment.
Could Barry Punter be a rain specialist?
Yeah. Could he be? Could he come out and get a good result tonight? I think tonight there's kind of it's all to play for. I think with a wet track in potential rain, it could check up the results quite a bit.
It could. It doesn't take much to lose the cars in the wet, especially if that track comes up from lightly wet to a wet to a very wet to moderate wet. Yeah, and then extremely wet. Extremely wet track is not a good track to drive on.
It is not. It is not fun.
Especially if some of the guys too, depending on their graphic settings, they might not be able to see some of the puddles. That's the biggest thing that I've found with iRacing. That, yeah.
And Nathan Tapp makes the move into second.
Nice pass. I think Jamie there, sorry, not Jonathan. Jamie just went a bit wide, didn't he? Didn't quite get it pulled up in time. He did.
He gave quite a bit of room through the hairpin, but it puts him at danger to Jonathan Akers now, and Nathan's pulled away about a 0.8 of a gap ahead. So that looks like it might come down. Looks like,
couple of different lines there. I reckon Jonathan Akers just sort of let the car slide into the grip zone there, and it provided a bit more speed, didn't it?
It did. It did. He pokes his nose out, but he makes a smart decision to tuck back in behind.
Yeah, I don't think 130R in the wet's a good zone to pass.
Yeah, there's not. It's not always the best zone to pass in the dry. But he takes around.
Yep.
Sticks the move. Oh, bit of a bump there. Jamie Fleming in danger from Matt Knight and Barry Punter as well now. He doesn't seem to have had the best lap there.
It's just a bit of a... It can throw you off a bit. Jonathan Akers took the position off him. Then he's got Jamie... Then got Matt Knight. Then Barry Punter in the McLaren. And then John Fillingham's sneaking his way up here too towards this pack.
Yeah, he's not far behind. So this is turning into a four-way battle for third at the moment. Although
Grant hasn't pulled away by too much. He's only 2 seconds in front. And with rain expected very shortly. So in sim time we're at 8:31. So the rain is a chance now to start happening. Any time from now.
Are you able to tell us what our rain radar is looking like?
Let me have a real quick look. Show radar. Let's have a look. Zoom. It's not giving me anything right now. It's not giving me anything. This could be interesting. It's not showing me anything on the radar.
Well, if it's the radar's showing dry, we might be in for a bit of an evolving race tonight.
It could be. It's forecasted to 100% rain at 8. Oh no, it's shifted. So 8:32's gone to 0%, which we just crossed. Now the 8:45 is our next weather forecast. It says it's going to be 100%. Whether that could change though, because obviously we had the 8:32 forecast was going to be wet, but that changed. So you never know. These guys might get a drying track if the weather changes a bit, and who's going to then take the gamble to go on a dry tyres?
Yeah, so it could be a bit of I think in about maybe 10-15 minutes we might start seeing the first of our pit stops. We might actually start seeing some dry tyres come out. We could even see a 2 pit stop race here, because if your pit window doesn't fall into an optimal time to change tyres, do you chance it on the slicks, or do you you know, come back and take the slicks when you know you can safely get around the track.
Yeah, I generally don't take slicks until the track goes to very lightly wet.
Yeah.
But the problem is if they're cold slicks out of the pits, they're not nice. Whereas if you're already racing on the slicks and the track goes to very lightly wet, you can hold on to those slicks for a fair few laps.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Greg, in chat there, mate. Yeah, g'day, Sticks. That's me, buddy. So, I like to throw a little chat there every now and again. Ricky P racing tonight. That's good. Good couple of new blokes, Ricky and Greg. So, it's good to see. Where are you? Why are you not racing tonight, Greg? You put that comment in the chat.
Just gonna jump on board now with Matt Knight.
Nice little mist.
It looks like the spray is getting better. The track could be drying. We could be seeing maybe some early pit stops happen.
Yeah, so we've got 10 minutes till the next weather window bracket happens. I don't know. Do they pull the pin early? They hang on and just see how long if the weather keeps holding off. Me personally, I would just stay on the wets as long as possible. These wet tyres in these conditions will last a long time.
They will. They will.
So maybe go to the full extent of the 50% of the fuel tank, which would be good to see. But there also could be the ones that want to pull the pin early. But if you pull the pin too early, put a brand new set of wets on, fill your tank up, and the track drives out 15 minutes later, you've got to come in again.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, these cars aren't that rapid in changing tyres either. It's not like a 2-second stop.
No, they are not. It is quite a long pit stop, especially if you're taking tyres here.
It's about 30 seconds to change tyres, roughly.
Yeah, 30 to 40. It depends. I mean, if you're taking a fuel tank of fuel, you will get a free tyre change at the same time, but these guys won't be taking a full tank. So the tyre change is not really worth it.
Yeah, most of them, their first stop will be taking a 75 to probably a 90% tank. Because a lot of them won't run to the bottom. A couple of guys will run low. But a lot of them will be conservative because we had a couple of rounds ago where they're all running out of fuel. So I reckon the fuel will want to make sure there's an extra 2 or 3 litres in the tank.
Yeah. And Ricky Provenzale's just set our fastest lap of the race. 2:25.01.
So the times are coming down. So this shows me that the track and tyres are coming to, and they're learning their lines now. So they're learning where they've got the grip and where they don't. I can't see a dry line forming on the track.
No, it doesn't look like one is, but let's check if we jump on board. We see. It does look like the spray is getting better, but it doesn't look like that spray is easing up at all. We're not seeing bits where no spray or less spray is being kicked up. So, though the spray in total does look like it's declining, like it's getting a lot better to see out there.
Yeah, the big way I judge my spray is when I lose that middle. So if you look close going front there, you'll see spray off both tyre sides, and then spray down through the rear diffuser. When I start losing that rear diffuser spray, I know the track's drying out enough to plausibly look towards shifting to dries, or in reverse, if I'm on drives and dry tyres, sorry, not drives, and I see that middle spray start to happen midway through a lap, I'm into the pits.
Yeah.
That lap. Just, you can push it, but if you get halfway around a long track and it becomes a very wet track, you're not in for fun at all.
Yeah. I think we might actually start seeing it soon because this spray is definitely getting better than it has been. And you can see from the cars further up that center line of the spray is not sticking that much. Looking on there and John Philly, looks like there was some dry patches here on the racing line.
Yeah, who's that? Is it Barry Punter making a move?
And that is Barry Punter making a move. And he sticks it around the inside. keep
Very
5th place. So now as he starts hunting down Jamie Fleming. I think Barry's the one to watch out for because he's been doing some quick laps.
Yeah, and he had a shocking race last week.
He did,
As
didn't
far. Poor bloke.
he? Be in for a bit of a recovery.
No. Who's having a look up the inside?
That's Matt Knight
Each other
behind
plenty of
him,
room.
trying to reclaim that position.
Oh, he's got through him.
And he's done well. There's a nice bit of racing there. Oh, Barry pokes his nose out, thinking, am I going to go? But he thinks better of it.
He might have been thinking, I can force him into an error here. He gets the brakes wrong. Gets a bit wide. There's gravel, a lot of gravel out there.
So they come into the hairpin. Looks like Jamie Fleming's in danger.
He didn't get a very good drive out of there, did he?
No, he didn't. He's looking better now, but it looks like Jamie might be struggling a bit with the wet conditions. He started in P2, but he's fallen down to 4.
Oh, hold on to it. Oh, Matt Knight, well held. Whew, I thought he was going around then. That could have been chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just crossed 16 minutes into the race, so 45 minutes to go. I think everyone's driving really well. Everyone's staying together pretty well. A few guys at the back have dropped off a little bit. As John Fillingham picks himself up a slow down, he must have gone a bit wide. But the guys at the back, even though they're not competing, it's about the experience and also keep circulating, which is great to see them do. Now, the guys only get one fast repair in this series. In the Porsche Cup on the Monday night, a lot of the guys race both. They get 2. So managing that first fast repair is essential. Oh,
Barry Punter. It's some pretty fierce racing between these two.
Matt Knight has got that Mercedes is just on. I think what he's doing is just finding the grip points, letting the car slide and grip back up a bit.
Barry tried to do a repeat of what he did last lap, but I think Matt was ready for him this time and able to block him off. Just jump up. Looks like Nathan Tapp and Jonathan Akers is chasing him. They got a bit of a pack forming from 2nd all the way down to 8th. It's there's not much of a gap between those guys at the moment.
And Grant Patullo's just pulled himself out a nice 6-second lead.
Grant is
in the background.
Yeah, looking pretty good at the front there.
Just chilling. I know. I think I need to turn off the 1X notifications on my timing screen with all the my race control is constantly popping up with X's, and what's going on? They're just a little off track, which could bring in the penalties. I can't remember how many penalties these guys get before a drive-through. I'll have to look at that. I think it's 25, maybe. So there could be a few of them going on a bit of behave, but there's a couple of guys out there that are still on 0 incident points. Nathan Tapp and Jonathan Akers. As Barry Punter's just gone around John Fillingham. Oh, John Fillingham's gone around Barry Punter. What's happened there?
Let's have a look on what's happened here. So Philly's gone down for a move.
Yep.
But he's not. He's gone through in spoon, but Barry, I think, has held it all the way through. And as they approach 130R, I think Barry's gonna. Oh no, Philly's able to hold off.
Yep, Philly's able to hold off it there. Yeah, so that puts Philly up. So Barry was pushing Matt Knight. Now it's John Fillingham between him and Matt Knight. So I think the guys are getting a bit used to the conditions now. They'll be 20 minutes in. They're starting to feel the car. As Matt Knight's just gone round Jamie Fleming.
Jump on that. Oh, looks like Jamie
Jamie's run
Fleming's
wide,
heading off. Yeah.
which will put him at the mercy of the rest of the guys behind him.
What has happened to Jamie? Oh, it looks like he's just hit a bit of lost a bit of grip.
Little snap of oversteer, and yeah, he's done really well to keep it out of the wall. Really well.
Nathan Tapp's starting to pull away from Jonathan Akers, but there's still a bit of a gap here. It looks like I think we might be in for some tyre changes and early pit stop soon. That spray is getting a lot more diminished every lap we do here.
Well, we will find out shortly because the sim time is now currently at 8:44. And the next weather update is 8:45. As Philly goes round.
Turns the outside of Jamie Fleming. Really pressuring him.
Well, Philly. Philly's learning. Philly did the very wet Bathurst 12 hour, so he was very accustomed to the wet. Although they did retire the car early, but I understand. It's two of them trying to take on a 12-hour race in those conditions.
Yeah, doesn't sound like fun. It was.
Okay, so the 8:45. Sorry to interrupt real quick, but the 8:45 forecast for 100% rain has now dropped to 0. So I think they're going to get away possibly with no rain, just slowly drying track. It all depends on how fast this track dries out, maybe.
Yeah, so just jump on board here. And that spray. Oh, Jamie gets closed there. That spray is getting smaller and smaller every single lap. So I think we're going to see a dry track sooner rather than later. And with no rain on the radar, I think our forecast might be misleading us a little bit.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's... But there's not a lot of track heat and stuff too. And it's only early morning, only 8:45 in sim time. So there won't be heat and sun to dry the track out. So there could be in for just a... Well, although the track state has now gone to very lightly wet. So I think in probably 10 minutes' time, there will be a dry line. Now, the big thing is now, when the dry line does come, it's very risky early on because obviously iRacing, the way they've done the rain, similar to real life, if you put dries on to run the dry line, you have to stay on that dry line. You can't get off it.
You can't get off. It's you don't like the wet. There's not too much of a difference between the wets and the dries. Especially when there is moisture on the track. So you kind of want to hold on to the wets as long as you can. You don't want to make that gamble too early. But given we're with a limited fuel here, we may see some drivers take that gamble early.
Yeah, because I'm 50% fuel tank. I'll have to get the fuel numbers, but I don't know. They won't make halfway on a 50% tank. As we see.
But remember that it has been wet, so their fuel consumption will be lower than usual.
Hey Sam, can we check for a few drivers and see if anyone's uploaded their beautiful, ugly mugs to the
yes, let's have a
little
look
graphic we can bring up?
So we'll start from the top of Grant, but
is normal.
Nathan's looking normal.
Jonathan Akers, he's running a nice race at the moment. Matt Knight slowly closing in. He's settled down a bit. John Fillingham, yep, he's got his
Discord
avatar there. Oh, he's a move. Oh no, pulls it back in.
Jamie's doing the best he can here to hold off charging Barry Punter, but I'm not sure how much he can. He's slowly been slipping down the order this race. He started off in P2 and now he's down in P6, so it could be.
And Barry will be a little bit, a bit frustrated himself too, because he was sitting behind Matt Knight. He now finds himself, all the way back in P7 too.
Yeah, I think he might be a bit antsy to get ahead. He was running some fast laps before, so I think he might be keen to get around Jamie and start making a move on some of the higher cars.
Matt Knight's just got the yellow flag.
Oh, hang on. Let's have a look at what's happened here. Nathan Tapp. Oh, and he slid around.
Yeah, it's just slid.
That's going to hurt Nathan. He's fallen down the order now.
Sure his rejoin was okay. Didn't impede anyone. You got yourself back on track safely. Well done, Nathan. But he's dropped a lot of positions there.
Yeah, he's fallen down from P3 to P8, unfortunately. But Matt Knight now inherits. Yeah, we might have given him the commentator's curse.
We might have given commentator's curse. I reckon we spoke about him just before he spun the car. So.
Oh, Matt Knight gets right there, right behind Jonathan Akers, really looking to put some pressure here. And Grant Patillo just sets our fastest lap of the race, the 2:24.8.
So the track's starting to get that dryness in it, so that you slowly start. Jamie Fleming's.
He's taking the pit. Let's have a look. We'll have a look at what tyre compound's happening here. Let's see if he comes out with anything else.
And Greg Goodfellow's got a mechanical black flag too, so. Well, Greg's had an incident as well. Jamie Fleming is
look at Greg.
Black flag.
Oh, he's looks like he's into the wall and lost his front bumper there. That's a shame for Greg.
Now, I think Jamie Fleming has got a black flag entering the pit.
Oh, has he picked up?
I think he's got a speeding in pit.
Oh, that's really going to make his race even worse.
Yeah.
He's currently sitting in his pit box. He's been in his pit box for a while. Oh, and Jonathan Akers runs wide there at the hairpin, but Matt Knight isn't able to capitalise on it.
Jamie's come out, so he's. But I think he's opted for full fuel and he's plausibly changed tyres because he's come back out the wets.
He stayed on the wets.
So he might have got a brand new set of wets, which if you're going to get a free set of tyres, you may as well take a nice new set. But the new set won't be warmed up. That's the gamble too you take.
Yeah, that was a 1 minute pit stop. He spent 1 minute in his pit box there, so I think he might have changed tyres.
Yeah. But he would have taken the full tank of fuel.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt Matt Knight there, running wide at 130 and might put him in the sights of Philly, who gains a bit of time on him through there. So Barry's been able to take P5 with Jamie driving into the pits, but now Ricky Provenzala is giving him a bit of a fight here. Both of these drivers have been setting quick laps, so do they work together to catch up the cars ahead, or do they fight each other for the position? It looks like they might be going to fight.
They could. Greg Goodfellows. Nathan Taps jumped into pits as well. And Nathan Taps' pit time was only 23 seconds.
So he might have just taken a splash and dash. Bit of fuel.
But oh no, Jamie Fleming's black flag's gone, so I think.
So Jamie was serving a black flag.
Yeah, he served his black flag in the pit. So he must have had a hold, I'm guessing.
They'll be taking less fuel than usual because of the wet conditions. But as the track drives up and they get faster, they're going to start using a lot more fuel. So we could maybe see will auto count work for them. We could maybe see a second pit stop.
Yep. I reckon they might see a couple of guys dive in late towards the end of the race, slap some dry tyres on. Just by looking at this, there's a couple of sections now where they're losing all.
Everyone runs wide there, and Rick's able to pounce.
So they're half an hour in, so the wet tyres, now the track's drying out, they might be getting a little bit hot.
And Rick's able to maintain that through 130R. But Barry's not giving up. He's following closely behind.
He is. Yeah, Barry's up and down race. He's maybe struggling to find that little bit of consistency as he comes to the pits now.
An early pit stop.
Let's see how long he stops for. Because Nathan only stopped for 23 seconds. As Matt Knight just set another personal best for himself. It's good to see. Times are staying consistent, so they're not quite getting faster, so the track hasn't quite hit that point. What's Barry going to do? Is Barry going to take the gamble and throw the dries? We'll find out shortly. Yeah, so Barry's exited the pit, so he's just taking fuel, no tyres.
He keeps the wets on.
Yep.
I think some of this, I've noticed these pit stops, they're not spending that long in their pit box, so I think they may be taking less fuel. But given they know that the track could dry up and they may be coming in to take slicks later on, are they taking less fuel to take a little bit more when they take tires later on in the race?
Oh, they could be. Could be, but I think 24 seconds, I think, fills the tank up in these things. Depending on how much you're going for. Well, a full service pit stop is around 45 seconds in the GT4, and that will give you a change of tires as well. When you do fill up from empty, you can change the tires. That's Jonathan Akers having a little spin, and that's a shame to see. It worked pretty hard to maintain a few positions there, but now he's going to jump that down into 5th. This is what can happen in the wet.
And Matt Knight with a fantastic drive here. He's now running 2nd.
Yeah. Great to see. Like the wet, the great equaliser, apart from Grandpa too, though. We might have to bring Grant in and put him on slicks just for... as he comes in, as we talk about that, he's just pulled into pit lane. So I think their fuel must be hitting a critical point now.
Yes.
34 minutes in.
We usually see pit stops a little bit later than this. A little bit earlier than this. So we're seeing some later pit stops this week.
Yes, there might be a lap or two ahead of the normal dry running fuel.
I wonder if Grant decides to... we've got Philly and Akers have taken a pit stop as well. So leaves Matt Knight and Ricky Provenzali at the front.
Yeah, and we'll just check how long they're in the pits for, and just see. We'll be able to gauge. So Barry was a 24-second, 27 seconds to Grant. So he might have took a bit more fuel, just to make sure.
They all seem to be staying on the wet here. The wet seems to be working for them. So
yeah, track state still hasn't changed yet. So the track state on iRacing will go, now it's at very lightly wet. It will go to mostly dry and then to dry. So the track state starts dry, mostly dry, very lightly wet, wet, very wet, extreme wet. So there's a few track conditions. As now we're coming up 8:59, there was supposed to be again another 100% rain, but that has also not happened. So I think
I don't think we'll be seeing any rain, but
I don't think we're going to see any rain.
the spray is looking, every time we jump on board, it's looking more diminished and less every single time. So I think the spray might not be too much of an issue anymore. And I think we will see a dive in the next. Well, I think the end of the race is going to be a bit spicy, and see what happens here. I think, given the way it's going and the way the track's driving, I think it's not worth taking slicks, but you never know.
Not yet. No, it's cold slicks on this. I don't think no. But I mean, if someone's crazy and brave, just going through a few of those pit stops are all about 26 seconds mark. So they're all just taking enough fuel by the look to get them to the end. Jonathan Akers still in the pit lane.
We've got Ricky and Matt jumping in for their pit stop. So let's. Has
Jonathan gone back in for a second stop?
I think he has. He may have gone in to serve the penalty and then gone again to actually have his service.
Yeah, it could be.
So
I reckon.
Let's jump the track map here. I think we're going to see a tight. We have to see where Matt, Ricky, and Brad come out.
So Matt, Ricky, and Matt and I only stopped for 11 seconds in his pit stop. So
well, the more you stay out, the less fuel you've got to take. So I think the overcut's been a fantastic strategy for.
Now John Williams finds himself up into P3.
He does. Ricky and Brad have taken a longer pit stop. I think Ricky's looking about a minute and a bit in pit lane at the moment. Ricky may have taken tires or too much fuel. He's come out now, and he was on the heels of Matt Knight going into the pits, but now though Philly is right behind Matt, fighting for.
According to my timing streams, Ricky only stopped for 7.1 seconds. Oh, meatball flare for Jonathan Akers.
No. Yes, Jonathan Akers has had a little off-track excursion here.
Oh, he snapped on the grass.
Oh.
It's just nothing. That's, major damage.
It's unfortunate for Jonathan Akers there. He had a great start to the race, and
he will get his fast repair though if he hasn't used it.
He will. So, just looking out front.
So Grant now only holds a 7-second lead. So
Matt's been able to cut down Grant's lead to 0.7, and we could see the track dries. We could see a bit of a battle happening here, maybe.
I think dry tires at the 5-minute mark. Just the way I'm looking at that track. In another 10 minutes time,
I think
that you might be able to take the gamble, but it depends how far back you get after that gamble.
I think in 5 minutes time we might be seeing some stops. I think because that spray, we just want that center diffuser spray to go, and it's getting patchy on the start finish line.
It's getting patchy. Yes, I just noticed that before. It's starting to get patchy, so. You can sort of see the outside line there. It's a bit hard to see something depending on the camera, but you sort of see there's a slight sort of
Yeah, you can see that.
color tone shift, I would say, in the track. So not a full dry line. Oh, we've got a
It's like Brad Feenley's struggling a bit out there.
an incident, have we?
Let's have a look what's happened here. Oh, just a little kiss on the bum from Ricky, but he redresses the position there and
Yep, maintains it.
back
So
to
no action
racing.
there required from race control.
So Brad and Ricky, our closest battle on track at the moment.
Stays behind him there, and that's what you need. Stays behind him, redresses the position. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Co-commentator.
No problem. So coming through the S's, Brad running his Vic Bitter livery. I think he might have a bit of a hard-earned thirst after this race. Ricky Provenzale chasing him down after a long pit stop, but saw him fighting for second place earlier on the race. Now he's dropped back a bit. So he makes the move on Brad there. I wonder what... Let's have a little replay there and see what happened. So Brad looks like he's lost a bit of drive out of the hairpin there, and Ricky's going to take position off him. And Grant Patillo's just set the fastest lap of the race, 2:24.09. So our lap times are starting to fall a bit here. Everyone is still on wet tyres.
Apologies, viewers. I've been enjoying a couple of quite cold, nice beverages, and nature said you got to break the seal, son.
Have you ever heard of a bucket, Jared?
Mate, I may be a dedicated gamer, but I'm not that far. I'm not up to doing a bucket.
We all like our modern comforts, don't we?
Maybe a bucket beer, but not a bucket. It's good. Jonathan Akers retired the car after his meatball flag by the look of it.
Yeah, it looks like he has. Grant's pulling away out front. He's setting fast laps, but it looks Matt looks like he's pretty comfortable out front too. Ricky's been able to overtake Brad, and looks like he's holding on to that. He's pulling away from Brad actually. Currently trying to chase down Nathan. But the pit stop,
having a great race, first time in the league.
Yeah, he's doing well. I think he had a long pit stop, which he's picked up a little off track there.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Field sort of spread out a little bit now. The track's definitely starting to dry out, but iRacing, I think other people will have this sentiment too. Track drying out happens a little bit too slow, I think.
It depends,
especially with the tyres on these cars.
If the sun comes out, it will dry a lot quicker. But if you're in an overcast, it will take forever to dry. The cars themselves just can't move enough water around. But that's true to real life. You know, you'll see in real life when this happens, you'll see vehicles brushing the track before a race to try and ease the amount of water on it.
Yeah, I still think with no rain at all, there's no running water left on the track. You know what I mean? You drive down a road.
Yeah.
Even in overcast conditions on the regular road, enough times the car goes over, it will slowly put a dry line out there. But they've done a really great job.
I think we're close.
Implementing it.
Yeah, I think we're close to seeing drier conditions. Just watching the spray from our leader here, Grant Patullo, that
Definitely died off, yeah.
definitely died off, and it's looking very patchy. With 15 minutes left in the race, I don't think slicks are going to be the go here. I think we'll stick completely to a wet tire race. I just think there's not going to be enough benefit from taking slicks here.
No, I don't think so either. You need. So you'd have to be. So even with. So if it dried out the next 5 minutes, so with 10 minutes left in the race. Oh, Barry Punter overtakes Philly.
Let's see
Philly
what's
has
happened there.
Yellow flag and a black flag. What's happened here?
Oh, Philly's had a little spin.
Philly's gotten around. See what happened to Philly here. He's just. Car's just let go by the look of it. Can we rewind a little bit further and see if he's coming a bit too hard? Joys of commentary box. Or touch the grass there on the outside. Yeah. That's unfortunate for Philly because he's been doing a great race. I've been, just poking along.
Was running in third. So, but now, Grant Patullo's out front, followed by Matt Knight and Barry Punter. Barry's having a great race. He's gained 6 positions out
he's
there
having a great one. He's recovered really well. He's put last week behind him, and he's jumped straight in here this week, and just cruised on. Now, God, hope we don't put the commentator's curse on him, because he'll drop me some lovely messages, I reckon.
So Ricky is now hunting down John Philly. Come down to 130R.
Has Ricky got... Was that Red Bull livery they released a few years ago when they're doing testing?
I think it is. Philly's got off track there.
Yeah, he saw a Red Bull livery. I'll get out of the way too.
I'm sure there's I'm not sure what the reason is, but I'm certain that incident there was Ricky's fault and not Philly's, because you always blame the driver in a Red Bull livery in racing.
If you see a Red Bull, he goes wide.
He does go wide, and that's gonna hurt him. He just set in that previous lap, Ricky just set the fastest lap of 23.51. So the times are definitely coming down here.
Yep.
The times are coming down, but I think there's the grip on track might be a little bit hard to find here.
Well, it'll be still a little 50-50, won't it? So you'll get a little bit of extra grip, but see, now they're losing that middle. That middle spray is going a lot more. Like, it's not staying there all the time through the lap. So
yeah,
they're definitely pushing harder. You can see through the car's behaviour through certain corners.
We're seeing lap times fall across the board here as well. So
yes. Now, the two liveries in iRacing officials to avoid: Red Bull and Lightning McQueen. You see those two cars, just stay 100 feet away from them.
Just hear ka-chow in your dreams after an incident with a Lightning McQueen car. It's always the Lightning McQueen. It's always the A80, the GR86 Lightning McQueen car that you got to be careful of. Something about those ones.
Any Lightning McQueen car. The other week I was stuck between Lightning McQueens and Red Bulls. I wasn't happy.
I do think there's a new contender has entered the ranks though. Especially is not so much in sports car. Oh, Ricky runs wide slightly there, but the Aston Martin livery on a Formula car, I think that's someone you've got to be careful of there.
Everyone's trying to do a Lance Stroll, aren't they?
Yeah,
that's what it was. Oh.
Well, this is the thing; they're either trying to emulate Fernando Alonso or Lance Stroll, and
doesn't always come off.
Doesn't always come off that well.
Doesn't. I enjoy my dabble in the officials during the week, and that I've backed off a bit in the last couple of months. I will agree, and I notice my times suffer a bit.
Can be hard to find find the time
It's
to
good.
do it.
It's good to have a bit of a break, though. You don't want to push yourselves too hard. That goes for, like, all our viewers and the guys that drive, and you don't want to push yourself. Otherwise, it becomes a chore.
It does,
You don't
yeah.
want the racing to become a chore. You want to get in there and enjoy it and have some fun, and that's what we're all about. Enjoying the game.
So
The simulator.
Field spread. It's not a game; it's a simulator. The field spread out a little bit now, and Grumpatulo's just set the fastest lap of the race at 2:23.29. But yeah, he's doing well. Grant's had a bit of a lonely race out front, but he's really commanding it.
Let's jump onto his cockpit. We've got a helmet cam view here we can look at. We'll go on
into the
for a lap with him. Yeah, look at the difference in the spray compared to 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's a lot lower, and but with 9 minutes left, I think.
Greg Goodfellow, good to see him still going around his first race. Well done, Greg. Hopefully, he watches the replay. We'll send him a message as well after. So, it's great to see the guys at the back still circulating. Yes, I don't think we'll see dry tyres now. 9 minutes to go. I don't think there's enough time.
Yeah,
but the wets will get fast enough.
I don't think there's anything to be gained at this point.
Go. No, you're right there, Zep. Oh, I've heard a car spin. What have I got? No, sorry.
Matt Knight has jumped into pits. Let's have a look at what's happened here. Maybe I don't think he's taken on enough fuel.
Let me see his pit time.
He's still. Oh, Barry Punter now takes P2. And Matt Knight has fallen all the way into fifth.
So his first, I think he was banking on the track drying out.
Yeah.
He's banked on the track drying out because he only stopped for half the time as the other guys did in his first stop. And now he's had to splash and dash for 8 seconds, which brings him up to about the 20-second mark in fuel total, which is what everyone else took. So I think that's what he's done. He's taken a bit of a splash early on, hoping the track would dry out. And now the track hasn't dried out.
And
it's going to hurt him. It's going to hurt him.
Yeah, I think running with Ricky here, he's just set a 2:22.09, the fastest lap of the race by quite a margin. So I think he's currently hunting down Nathan Tapp for.
Brad Feely's just gone around John Philly as well. There's a couple of battles developing here.
Yeah, so I think Ricky's going to be one to watch. I don't think Grant's within striking distance, but Barry shot with the pace that Nathan's showing at the moment. Barry sure is. So let's just have a replay of Brad's pass on Philly here. Looks like Philly's just run a bit wide, and that's a nice pass on the inside.
Yep, Brad's had more grip there on the inside. The track's definitely evolving a lot more. I reckon if this was an hour-and-a-half race, we'd be definitely seeing dry tyres come out soon.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too short. Ricky following Nathan Tapp right on the run down to 130R. Nathan covers off. It's going to be tight going in. Ricky pulls out a little bit. But will that give him a good run into the chicane here?
Well driven by both. Oh! Then comes through. Is that the inside?
That's Matt Knight.
Absolute send.
Matt Knight has sent it straight into P3 from P5.
He's held onto it.
Let's have a look at that. It's come out of nowhere. Oh, they've because they were going to go too wide into 130R. Matt Knight has come straight down and taking a two-position pass there. Let's just have a look at that again from the onboard of Matt Knight.
It's crazy. Oh, because they've slowed up from each other.
Yeah,
He's
because
like,
they've
well,
gone
you know
too
what?
wide.
Yeah.
That's a nice pass.
It's a bit of a dive. But a safe dive. It wasn't. Yeah, like he's taking the pure advantage. Those guys were going way slower than what he was. Let's see if he can hang on to this.
And so we now have a three-way battle for the final podium position here.
We do. Barry Punter's stuck himself up into P2, by the way.
He has. He's done very well to get up there. He's played a good game. He's got quite a nice gap, and with these three fighting, and only just over 4 minutes remaining, I think it might be
This is the battle to watch, I think.
I think Barry might be, not to put a curse on him, but I think he might be sitting pretty for P2 in this race here.
Well, Matt and I will have a target on his back here too.
I think both of them are going to want revenge for that.
It'll be interesting to get him in the comms later, I reckon. Regardless of who finishes P3, someone will say something about that, but me personally, that was a beautiful move. Both cars, they were avoiding each other, and he just took the opportunity.
Yeah, they were fighting too hard, and it let Matt Knight straight back into the race. Ricky's keen to get a move on here.
Yeah, but Nathan Tapp won't want to give up that fourth spot because you just gave up two.
Oh, I know. Matt Knight was sitting in third, but now
he's covering off. Good cover. Oh,
and just and this is going to give Matt a lot of room to run away with it here.
Oh. What's going to happen? Oh, bit of weaving.
I think it looks like he dove down to cover off the inside, but realized that the inside line isn't very nice at the moment with more water there. But he spreads out a bit there.
He doesn't want to overdrive this car. He doesn't want to overdrive it. Oh, this is exciting race. Oh, the rain. A little bit of a lightly wet track. Provides it all.
And he's gonna be having a tough time here on fading wet tires on a drying track.
Yeah. This is the wet conditions you like to see, not the monsoonal rains.
Oh, and Ricky makes the move. And he's going to cover off the inside going to the next corner. But Nathan sends his nose back and he takes back the position.
Oh, this is glorious views. Oh. Where's our 15, 20 viewers?
And at this point, I think Matt's pulling away in third, and the fight for fourth is happening on here.
I've just heard in live comms that Nathan Tapp said well done, and Ricky thought he'd hit him, so he sort of half relinquished the position back. But he was saying well done on the pass.
Oh no!
Oh, this is spicy. Oh, I'm getting excited here in the comms box. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but this is great. Oh, we've had a ripper weekend, haven't we, Sam? We had the Anzac special event, VGA. We had Monday night Porsche Cup was really great to watch. Back eye racing that, and then Wednesday night some more great racing. I love it. It's good to see racing taking off, especially in this community. Yeah.
A lot of good racing around this weekend in the community, which is good to see. Yeah. So,
and we're one driver short in the league. Oh, Jamie Fleming's got a black flag. What's Jamie Fleming done? I think he's got a drive-through. 25 penalty points.
Yeah, it's he's not having a great race, is he?
No,
he started off quite well.
Wet. Yeah.
And I think we're going to be coming on to our white flag lap now.
I reckon we're on it.
So
yeah, we'll be on it. So we'll run with Grant.
Grant's right out in front. But for the moment,
this is the final lap. This is his final lap because he's now going through turn 10.
But Ricky's fallen a little bit behind, and now he's having to defend from Brad Feenley. So it's
Brad's got a light race too, so Brad's recovering from the Spa last week as well.
He is. He's been running around in the positions during this race. So we just as Grappatillo comes around Spoon, take us to the back end of this lap.
We'll grab you at 130
Oh, Brad Feenley is really wants that fifth position. He's
Come on, boys! Don't give race control something to do in the last lap. Come on. All right, we'll jump.
Don't with Grappatillo.
Can't with Grant. We can always replay. We'll carry Grant to the end of the race. He comes into the last chicane.
And what a race by Grappatillo. 2 off tracks for the whole race for him. It's in really challenging conditions. Drive. Absolute rain specialist drive there from Grappatillo. And he takes a checkered flag to come home
Brad
in
did that
first.
position, so we can replay that. Brad did get the position for P5 off Ricky.
Let's have a look here. And Brad's come through into Spoon. And, oh, it's a nice move from Brad there.
Put the car there. And Brad did a really good drive too. So he had 3 off tracks by the look of it.
So, Barry Punter coming through a chicane now.
Here comes Barry Punter for P2.
P2.
Well done, Barry.
Very well done. And Grant Patullo on that last lap set a 21.6, setting the fastest lap of the race.
Mac was about to get transition, I reckon.
And Matt Knight comes through for P3. And he looks like he's slowed down quite a bit there.
Nathan Tapp.
Nathan Tapp has come through. I looks like he's taken third.
Nathan Tapp got it.
I think Ricky might have run. Look, Ricky's getting a push here from Philly. It looks like Ricky's run out of fuel too.
Oh, run out of fuel.
And let's have a look at that ending for Matt Knight. It looks like he's run out of fuel. And
he has run out of fuel.
Here comes Nathan Tapp, and he passed him at the line.
The line. Oh, I'm going to get on the comms and get the top 3.
Oh, Matt's going to be a little bit heartbroken with that one.
Great race, everyone. Could the top 3 please put themselves into the waiting room for post-race interviews? Thanks, James. It was great to watch. Oh, mate, that at the end, Nathan Tapp pulls off P3. Matt Knight runs out of fuel. Ricky runs out of fuel, I think, too. Oh, my goodness. So, race results.
Everything was going there on the end.
Race, it was all happening. So, Grant's won the race by 37 seconds, according to the time screens. From Barry Punter, then Nathan Tapp, then Matt Knight. So, Matt Knight's run out of fuel, and he went and did that last splash and dash, didn't he? He did on lap 22.
He went in for a splash and dash. And he still hasn't had it much. Maybe the auto fuel was playing havoc with it, like with his calculations, because the laps are getting quicker and quicker every time. So as the track was drying, they'd be using more fuel, and I think that's actually hurt Matt, unfortunately.
All right, we've got our 3 drivers in the waiting room. We'll bring them in. What a race. We'll bring in all of them at once, and then we'll just yell out their names.
Yeah, we're...
All right. We'll start with P3. Nathan Tapp, he just pulled out a P3 on the line because Matt ran out of fuel.
It was outstanding, to be quite honest. I have to thank Matt for running out of fuel, because if that didn't happen, it would have been a close 4th, though. It was a good race.
On race control, Matt pit on lap 22 for 8.4 seconds for a splash and dash. Obviously not a big enough splash and dash.
No, if he just had a fuel saved just that little bit, he would have managed. But no, that's all right. I'll take it.
Oh, how was the conditions tonight?
Very challenging. I don't do a lot of driving in the rain, and it was pretty sketchy, especially in the murk. I'm assuming everyone was in the same boat, but it was just one corner there, particularly under the bridge, was just slippery the whole race and really, really slippery. And that's where I lost it when I was, I think I was in second at the time. And it didn't change the whole race. It was just an absolute nightmare through there.
Yeah, we did see a little spin around there. A nice rejoin. Managed to get yourself back to P3. It's crazy.
It was a crazy race, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
It's great to see. All right, we move on to Barry. Barry Punter, mate. Come back after a indifferent week at Spa last week, mate. Whack it on to P2. Consistent the entire race. How do you reckon?
It was hard work, actually. But the McLaren, I thought the McLaren went quite well in the wet. Certainly looked easier to drive than the Mercs.
Yep. Oh, that's good. Your thoughts on this? Do you race much wet racing at all, or you?
I tried to avoid it like the plague, but it is what it is. You know, when it's wet, it's wet. You just got to drive to the conditions, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. I used to avoid the wet. Now I pretty much, if I have to drive it, I'll drive it because it's the only way to get used to it. Well done, mate. Well done on P2. Now, Grant, P1 again.
Yeah.
You are the man to chase down at the moment. You ended up winning that race by 37 seconds.
Yeah, right. I didn't know what was going on there with Mark because he just sort of come out of nowhere at like 8 seconds behind me. I'm like, oh, where's he come from? And I didn't quite get that. And I thought, I better put my head down and push as hard as I can. And
and you end up setting the fastest lap at the end there with a 2:21, so 3 seconds faster. So the track, I reckon, if the race was another 15, 20 minutes longer, I reckon there would have been a pit for some slicks going on, I think.
Yeah, well, the other thing I wasn't sure if some guys took slicks because the weather said that there was going to be rain, but then the spotter said it's a dry track. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't do much. I don't do wet stuff.
Yeah, no. So the track state for the top three guys, the track state never went below very lightly wet. But every time the rain forecast every 15 minutes, it went from 100% to 0%. So we're expecting a massive rainfall 8 minutes into the race and nothing happened.
Yeah, because I saw that like 9:15 it was going to rain, and then there was no rain. I'm like, oh, this might not work out. So, but yeah, it did in the end. So that's good.
That's awesome. All right, thank you guys. Feel free to jump back in the Social Voice channel. We'll have a bit of a post-race debrief and have a chat with the lads. Thank you, Sam, for joining me again this week in comms. Thank you, viewers. We'll see you next Wednesday. Where are we going next week? Sam, real quick before I forget.
Just quickly see if I can find the.
I'm shocked at this.
Oh no, I'm terrible as well. I think next week it's not Sao Paulo, which is the week after. It is.
We've really got to refine this part. This is our worst part of the broadcast.
I always forget about it.
Practice.
I believe the next one is Laguna Seca.
Laguna Seca, that's going to provide some great GT4 racing. That will. Yeah. All right, we'll see everyone then. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, drivers.
Thank you.
See you then.
Well done to the top